Council agenda, Township Parsippany-Troy Hills, Township Council agenda, meeting of July 7, 2026, introduction, posting, and notice. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in accordance with the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Law by filing a notice in the office of the Township Clerk and by posting the meeting notice on the bulletin board at the municipal building on December 4, 2025, where it's remained posted since that date. A legal notice appeared in the Daily Record and the North Star Ledger on December 17, 2025. Can I please ask everybody to stand for the flag salute? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call. Mr. Karifi?
Here.
Mr. Kavanaugh?
Here.
Ms. Patel?
Here.
And Ms. Hernandez?
Here.
Mr. McGrath has an excused absence. Council President, we have a quorum. May we begin?
Yes, please.
Upcoming meetings, 7/21/26 at 7 p.m., which is the regular meeting. And then we have 8/4/26 at 7 p.m., which is the agenda meeting. At this time, I'd like the council to quickly review ordinance's second reading, which will be on for action at the next meeting. Okay, moving along to the public session. At this time, I'd like to entertain a motion to open up the public session.
Motion.
Motion made by Mr. Karifi, seconded by Mr. Kavanaugh. Roll call. Mr. Karifi?
Yes.
Mr. Kavanaugh?
Yes.
Ms. Patel?
Yes.
Ms. Hernandez?
Yes.
Okay, the floor is open to the public. You can speak on any matter. Please state your name. You have 5 minutes to speak.
Good evening. My name is this on?
Just tap it, see if it's on.
Nope.
Nope, not yet.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Dr. Victor Giogano, 48-year resident of 17 Forest Drive, located in the original development named Locust Hills. I'm here to speak on the road project involving Forest Drive and Woodland Drive. This is the second time I appear before this body. The first time was 40 years ago, arguing against the decision to open Forest Drive from Intervale Road to Parsippany Boulevard. I, along with my neighbors, argued this move would encourage speeding and create a safety hazard, and that's exactly what has happened. Before us now is an attempt to increase the safety hazard by widening Forest Drive under the misguided assumption that a wider street is safer. It is not. I spoke to 4 of our police officers who were on our street, and each stated that each time streets have been widened in the town, speed has become a problem, which ultimately becomes a safety problem. In essence, this project is an expensive solution, desperately looking to solve a problem that does not exist. In speaking to the assistant engineer, he stated that the present curve on Forest is difficult to navigate. However, we, the neighbors, know that curve serves as a natural speed bump. Drivers slow down precisely because of the curve. In 48 years, I and my neighbors do not remember any accidents at this location, and I'm sure no more than on any other township driveway or roadway. By modifying that curve, you will simply encourage additional hazardous speed, resulting in greater safety issues. The addition of curbing will simply encourage people to park on the roadway and defeat the purpose of widening it. Currently, neighbors are conscious not to park on the road. I asked your assistant engineer about the possibility of adding speed bumps or humps, and I found his response incredulous. He indicated that the speed bumps, and I quote, "speed bumps do not slow down speed." Specifically, and I quote again, he said that the drivers might slow down at the bump, but then they speed up again. He also indicated that lawn service trucks create noise when they go over them. Yet when I spoke to the same officers, they indicated that speed bumps are indeed an effective deterrent. I think that some noise from a car or a truck going over a bump is preferable to a hazardous speeding. I know that you and I slow down when we drive down Park Road. What is the logic of widening Woodland Drive since it is a small cul-de-sac? Have any residents been clamoring for a wider road or curbing on Woodland? Are you confirming that the trees you are targeting are dying? Clearly, the trees that were cut on Pitt Road were healthy with no signs of decay, as some of us have documented. Widening the road, adding curbs, destroying trees and shrubbery will have a damaging impact on the character and the real estate value of our quiet, close neighborhood. There are even environmental issues when you destroy healthy, mature trees. The community takes pride in being recognized nationally for our trees. Are we annoyed that you're attempting to take away several feet of frontage from our homes? Of course we are. While you can use the right-of-way argument, it must only be used if it's documented, there's overriding public necessity, and only after exhausting all good faith negotiations with property owners. None of those things have taken place. I, along with two other neighbors, met with the mayor and business administrator. While I give them credit for pausing the project, we were disappointed when they indicated they knew nothing of the project. I spoke with a county commissioner of how this situation evolved, and he could not believe the lack of transparency with this project. This has been a public relations nightmare. How do you not meet with the residents to discuss the scope of this project? The meeting should have occurred months ago, even prior to preparing bid specifications. This entire process was handled through an ill-conceived strategy. You even have a section on your township website titled Transparency. A hand-delivered notice on June 22nd announcing this project will begin on or about June 29th begs the question of transparency, and there was absolutely none. Fair or not, this lack of transparency has created this unfortunate anger, distrustful atmosphere. I've got 2 sentences. We hope you will continue only with the paving aspect of the project and apply the remaining funds for other overriding public necessity projects in our township, and there are many. We trust that you will reconsider the scope of this project to be consistent with the wishes of your constituents on Forest and Woodland Drives. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Matteo Proietto of 18 Woodland Drive. I've come up here tonight in opposition of the Forest Drive and Woodland Drive reconstruction project. Mayor Desai, Council President Hernandez, Councilman Kavanaugh, Councilwoman Patel, Councilman Karifi. We, the residents of Forest Drive and Woodland Drive and the surrounding neighborhood, write to express our strong opposition to the proposed reconstruction project affecting our community. The residents of our neighborhood have signed a petition because we do not want this project to proceed. We believe the project threatens the character and integrity of our neighborhoods, qualities that have made this area one of the most desirable places to live in Parsippany. After reviewing both the mayor's June 16th letter and the engineering department's June 22nd notice, it became apparent that this is far more than a simple paving project. The town is proposing curb installations, water system improvements, storm drainage work, road widening and realignment, tree removal and removal of existing roadways, and reconstruction excuse me, of an entirely new roadway. These are major and permanent changes. For decades, our neighborhood has maintained its rural appearance, mature trees and natural winding roadways. The existing streets have become a part of the fabric and identity of our community. They're one of the reasons many of us chose to live here. We love the rural character of our neighborhood and do not want it disturbed by unnecessary widening, excessive curbing, or other changes that would permanently alter its appearance. Equally important, many residents are unaware of any recurring drainage problems that would justify the extensive drainage improvement proposals in this project. The township believes such work is necessary. We request that the engineering studies and support data be released so that residents can understand the basis of these recommendations. We are also deeply disappointed by the timing of the notice provided to the residents. The engineering department letter advised that tree removal could begin as early as June 24th, with construction beginning at June 29th, leaving residents virtually no meaningful opportunity to review the plans, ask questions, organize, or provide public input before work commences. This is not meaningful public engagement. The administration has repeatedly spoken about transparency in government. Unfortunately, that commitment to transparency has not been reflected in the handling of this project. Residents were not meaningfully and timefully consulted before the project magnitude was scheduled. We learned of the extensive roadway construction only days before the construction and tree removal were set to begin. We also find it particularly troubling because Council President Judy Hernandez, Councilman Matt Kavanaugh, and Councilwoman Dia Patel all have campaigned on protecting Parsippany's environment, preserving neighborhoods, and conserving trees, especially environmentally sensitive areas such as ours. Those commitments were important to many voters, and we respectfully ask that, that they now honor those promises by protecting the character of this neighborhood. Accordingly, we respectfully request that the township immediately suspends construction activities. 2, meets with the affected residents before any further work proceeds. 3, releases all engineering reports, traffic studies, drainage analysis, and environmental reviews supporting this project. 4, provide a complete accounting of the project's cost, funding, source, and long-term financial impact. 5, explain why less intrusive alternatives, including roadway resurfaces or targeted repairs, were not pursued. 6, preserve our existing character and mature trees and rural appearance of our neighborhood to the greatest extent possible. This neighborhood has been carefully preserved for generations. Once these changes are made, they cannot be undone. We respectfully urge the Township Council to listen to the residents who've lived here. I have one more paragraph. Township Council to listen to the residents who live here every day. We ask that you halt this project, honor the petition signed by our neighborhood, and work collaboratively with us to find solutions that address legitimate infrastructures need without sacrificing the unique character and environmental qualities that define our community. We appreciate your attention to this matter and look forward to your prompt response. Respectfully, the residents of Forest and Woodland Drive and surrounding neighborhoods.
I appreciate that. I haven't heard about this project, so you're gonna give me that, right, in your conditions?
Can't scream out from the audience, please. Can't scream from the audience.
Thank
If
you.
you want,
Yes,
you can come up and
please.
speak.
I will, thank you. Can you give what you have to the clerk, please? I'm sorry, can you give?
No, he's okay. He's okay, Judy. He's fine. He's gonna meet with us after. We'll get that from you after, Mateo.
Hi, Council and Mayor. Good evening, and I hope everybody had a happy 4th of July. Justin Musella, 39 High Ridge Road. I'd wanted to be at the last council meeting, but I was on vacation. What brings me here tonight is I've noticed in the last 30 days, there has been a substantial amount of new debt that the municipality is taking out. In June, we issued over $4 million in bonds. And on this agenda, there's approximately almost $22 million in new bonds, which makes for almost $35 million in new debt in under a year. And I think coming on the heels of an 8.5% tax increase, the concern is this what we'll be expecting from the new administration annually? And as someone that understands municipal finance, I'm not opposed to municipal debt. I understand that it's a very vital tool for various capital projects, and I haven't made up my mind on whether or not all of these projects are justified. But I'm certainly raising a red flag because this is a substantial amount that I have seen, and I was hoping that we'll get a breakdown of what the bonds are for and what all the and what all the projects will be financing.
Thank you, Justin. You done?
Yeah.
Okay, have a seat. Go ahead, Angelica, you can go ahead and answer that.
If you read the bond ordinances, it does spell out what each project is in the bond ordinances. And the debt that's being issued is the yearly debt that has been issued in the past. It's actually less than it was last year and the year before.
Thank you. Go ahead, Nick.
Good evening, Mayor, members of council. My name is Nick Amburis. I'm here to ask the council to immediately halt the unnecessary widening and curving of Woodland and Forest Drives. This legacy contract from the previous administration was forced on us with zero community consultation, notifying us just 1 week before the work was scheduled to commence. We are unanimous. The residents do not want this modification. We urge you to look at Pitt Road, where trees have already been decimated and the contracted stonework is drastically subpar. I worked masonry when I was in college. The mortar smeared carelessly across the front of the stones instead of cleanly between them. Forcing sloppy workmanship onto our cul-de-sac will permanently ruin our neighborhood's aesthetic and depress our home resale values. Artificially expanding asphalt on a dead-end street serves no practical traffic purpose, but it will permanently damage our environment. Straightening forests will facilitate speeding, which is already rampant in other parts of our town. This project will destroy 3 mature, healthy oak trees on Woodland. According to USDA Forest Service, mature oaks are irreplaceable municipal infrastructure, delivering 3 critical defenses. First, they absorb pollutants. We're adjacent to Highway 287. These trees act as our first line of defense, filtering out toxic vehicle exhaust, heavy metals, and microscopic soot before it enters our yards and children's lungs. A mature pin oak, the size of the one near my home, absorbs approximately 210 to 240 pounds of carbon dioxide per year. It has an estimated lifetime accumulated storage of roughly 1,500 to 2,000 pounds of total carbon, locked safely inside its wood and root structure. This is equivalent to running 7,500 miles in a gas-powered car. Once cut down, these trees begin to decay and it releases the carbon back into the atmosphere. Second, they keep our homes cool. Removing this canopy shade will instantly increase our household summer cooling costs by 10 to 15%. In a time of rising utility rates, this project actively penalizes residents financially. Third, it creates a flooding crisis. Currently, our natural grassy slope and robust tree root system safely absorb hundreds of gallons of stormwater. Forcing concrete curbs onto this hilly terrain will destroy this natural drainage, alter established water flows, and funnel the runoff directly towards our home foundations. In addition, the oak tree produces acorn, which sustains local wildlife. Its wide branches provide ample nesting sites for birds and squirrels. Our neighborhood was intentionally designed to blend with nature. We ask you to preserve this intent. I say keep the woods and woodland in the forest and forest. I formally request that the council issue an immediate stay on all construction for the woodland and forest. Let's work together to protect our town budget, our property values, and our health. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nick.
Good evening, Tracy Mernier, Forest Drive homeowner and resident. Full disclosure, I'm a crossing guard within this town, and I am not here to represent that position. Mayor Desai and council members, although I was denied my right to a public community hearing, I would like to now thank you for allowing me to bring to light the serious pedestrian safety, quality of life, and environmental issues that will impact the community should the Forest and Woodland Drive Road project proceed. I've been a homeowner resident on Forest Drive for over 34 years. I raised 3 children from infancy to adulthood here without incident. I can only recall 1 minor traffic accident which involved a woman from Mountain Lakes and a sanitation truck. Therefore, I was completely blindsided when in my mailbox I received a wet piece of paper informing me there is a road improvement project which includes permanent changes to the streets affected. Upon contacting Mr. Niehoff from the engineering department, I learned the project included widening the roadway, straightening the natural road curvature, stripping natural grass slopes, and the installation of Belgian block curbing. He also confirmed there was no environmental or traffic impact study done on the project. He further informed me I would lose my off-street parking and we would collectively gain on-street parking. Mr. Niehoff confirmed we were denied our right to a public community hearing as the project was beginning the next day or so on Pitt Road, which it did. Widening the roadway and forcing on-street parking actually narrows the drivable lanes, interferes with line of sight, and creates a hazard for public safety, issues we do not currently have. It will also cause a hardship for residents during snow removal and any other emergency. Curvilinear alignments serve several purposes and offer unique benefits to our community. They not only follow the natural terrain, they minimize driver speeding by minimizing the driver's long-distance sight. Drivers have to naturally lower their speed. This can be confirmed by the non-existent accidents. Stripping natural grass also proves counterintuitive, as that will cause a rise in significant runoff. Destruction of trees without proof they are decaying disrupts their environmental impact. These trees are stormwater absorbers, and they also provide natural cooling canopies. I personally have approximately 16 arborvitae trees that are not in harm's way from the ground up. However, the project has a great probability of destroying their roots, which will destroy the trees. Is the township going to replace these trees? Will they replace all of them? And will they be replaced by the same tree? Installation of Belgian block curbing may aesthetically be pleasing. However, it will bring a higher risk of injury to children, pedestrians, and cyclists who use the roadway, as sidewalks are not an option. Belgian block also has a high cost, causes significant damage to tires, rims, and brings alignment issues. They cause damage to snowplow blades and speeds up degrading of the surrounding asphalt on the roadway due to water that freezes and expands within its joints. Due to my occupation, I see firsthand the negative realities I presented to you this evening. They are real, and you all know they're real. I am not opposed to water valve upgrades nor repaving. Other than that, I request you please ask yourself, is this project really worth the environmental impact and systemic safety risk to all those who travel and live on these roads? I hope you choose safety over government waste and outsourced premium contracts.
Can I ask one of you people, you said, did it start yet or not?
No, it started. Judy, we're not going to ask them. You can ask me. We're not going to ask members of the public because we don't want communication back and forth from the audience. So if you want, you can ask me, but yeah, we don't, you can ask them at the end, but not a back and forth. Chuck, no talking from the public, okay?
Good evening, Mayor and council members. My name is Anne Marie Jeton, and I have been a resident of Forest Drive since 1996. My husband and I purchased our home from the original owners, Fred and Helen Maleshko. We were newlyweds looking for a perfect place to start a family. We are only the second homeowners. This holds true for many of the people that live in my neighborhood. Like many of our neighbors, we didn't move here, we stayed. Many families on our street have lived here for 20, 30, or even more years. We have chose this neighborhood because we love our homes, we love our neighbors, and we appreciate the unique character of this neighborhood. One of the things that attracted us to this neighborhood was its rural feel. The narrow streets, the absence of curbs and sidewalks, and the lack of on-street parking are not shortcomings. They are a part of what makes this neighborhood special. In fact, they are exactly what we wanted when we were choosing where to raise our children. Most of all, if not all of Intervale Heights and many neighborhoods throughout Parsippany have these rural attributes. We could have purchased a home further up Forest Drive where there are curbs, sidewalks, and a more suburban design. We deliberately chose this section because we preferred the quieter, rural character of the street. For more than 30 years, while raising our children here, we never felt that Forest Drive and Woodland itself was an unsafe place. Our children played outside, they rode their bikes, they walked through the neighborhood, and we always felt that the design of these streets encouraged drivers to be cautious. Like many of our neighbors, our primary concern has always been drivers traveling from the Intervale Road towards Parsippany Boulevard. Some vehicles do approach at higher speeds. They naturally slow down as they reach Forest Drive Park and the curve in the road at the top of the hill. Those are attributes that cause drivers to slow down. That narrow section as a traffic calming feature without the need for additional infrastructure. Likewise, traveling from Parsippany Boulevard towards Intervale Road is generally not a concern. The narrow roadway and the curve naturally discourage excessive speed. As they approach Forest Drive Park, going towards Intervale, the speed picks up because the wider streets provides comfort that it's safe to do so. The problem occurs after driving once. That is why we encourage the council to carefully consider how any proposed changes could unintentionally alter the character of our neighborhood and driver behavior. The very features that some see as outdated, the narrow roadway and rural appearance, have, in our experience, helped calm traffic and preserve the neighborhood we choose to call home. Please preserve the qualities that have made this neighborhood a wonderful and safe place for families for decades. We invested in this community because of its unique character, and we hope future generations will have the opportunity to enjoy the same neighborhood that we have loved for the past 30 years. Thank you for your time and consideration.
My name is Jonathan Hemingway. I'm 22 Forest Drive. I'm not going to stand up here and go over everything that's been said. My family, my wife and I are very against this and these improvements. I wore my shirt because this past July 2nd was my 14th year with the District 6 Fire Department. And in my 14 years, I've never responded to a call on our street. I find our street to be very safe. And I agree with everything that's been said here tonight. So I just kind of wanted to say that and put that on the record for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tony Fasano, 41 Robin Hood Road. I've got 3 different issues. We call state of emergencies in the state under 6 inches of snow. We had mini Sandy and no state of emergency was called. I'd like to know why. Second, I'd like to be writing letters and actually to every one of you and all of our public to join the other 10 counties that are pulling out of the Sanctuary Act. So you know it up front. There are 9 right now. Hopefully Morris County becomes 10. Mr. Mayor, you're doing a good job, but we have an issue. We have a lot of people who do the storm damage, instead of leaving their stuff on their lawn for another day or two, are throwing it into the streets. So cars are swerving, people may get hurt. So if we can put out some sort of public notice to turn around, ask them to just leave it there until the town gets there to pick it up, and we get it shredded. Power just came on to my friend that was with me after Thursday. Personally, I set out 6 generators and tapped into houses.
It's crazy.
So that's our community working together. But like I said, Murphy, under 6 inches of snow, called state emergencies. We had a mini Sandy happen. And it's going to take us weeks to recover from this. Besides that, we could have FEMA here and funding, which we are not going to get.
Bob Venezia, Parsippany. I just have one question tonight. I would like to know if Parsippany has any other land arrangement with developers, like we do with, like existed with Glenmont Commons, because, I'm worried that we're going to get stuck with, millions more in road repairs.
That's your only question, Bob?
That's it.
Okay, have a seat and I'll answer.
My report on
Hi, good evening, Mr. Mayor and Council people. I lived on a 15 Forest Drive, right where the curve is. And if we're going to open up that road, we're going to have a hard time to even get out of our driveway and to go onto the road. Because right even this time, people are flying from there, and as soon as they come out over there, because it's a narrow road, they automatically slow down. And if we're going to open it up, it's going to be a nightmare for us. So please think about and don't go for this project. I oppose that.
Nick Cormiak from Lake Hiawatha. What I'd like to know is how did the other administration not inform this administration about that project? Because, Council President, you said you were unaware of it, right? So that seems like some unethical practice. Is this a done deal with some kind of arrangement with a developer? It just doesn't. It doesn't sound right. And we need trees now more than ever. And these micro storms that we're having, it's only going to get worse. And we still have people who are climate change deniers, and it's not that hard to understand. Everything can change. Progress. Short period of time, it accelerated in 1950, they stepped on the gas pedal. But climate doesn't change? Are you kidding me? I mean, climate change has been known about since the 1840s, and I mentioned this before. There's a book, Earth Transformed by Human Action, George Perkins Marsh. So this is nothing new. All your environmental problems stem from complex systems being simplified and concentrated materials being diffused, like the trees coming down on Forest Avenue. 1 degree of global increase in the average temperature equals 5 exajoules. An exajoule of energy is the total consumption of the United States for roughly 4 billion years. That is the sequestered carbon that we're putting back into the atmosphere, the millions of years of life before we got here. So climate scientists and Earth systems, they come up with a number, and the number is 18 zeros, 1 exajoule, 10 to the 18th power. So when people say, oh, it's only 1 degree, you don't know the power you're messing with. And these little butterfly effects, like taking down healthy trees, disturbing the soil, it's all catching up with us. You have to live within the laws of nature, not some engineer's fantasy. You can't replace nature. You don't even come close to it. When it used to rain years ago, 80% of the water were going to the aquifer. Now we're lucky if 20% gets in, because the impervious surface. Philadelphia, 1776, when they signed the Declaration of Independence from Great Britain, the temperature was 76 degrees. What was it the other day? And we're not that far from Philadelphia. So, happy 4th, whatever that means.
Thank you, Nick. Any other member from the public? No other member from the public would like to speak at this point? Okay, seeing no one, I'd like to entertain a motion to close the public session, please.
Motion. Second.
Motion made by Mr. Karifi, seconded by Ms. Patel. Roll call, Mr. Karifi?
Yes.
Mr. Kavanaugh?
Yes.
Ms. Patel?
Yes.
Ms. Hernandez?
Yes.
Okay, floor is closed.
I'd like to make a...
Go ahead, Mr. Karifi.
First off, in listening to all the people that have come here, I mean, it's obvious that the people that live there do not want this. So, for one, unless the town can prove to me that this is 100% needed, I don't know why we're doing that and widening the road. I can see the paving, the need for the paving, and maybe if there's a need for some sewage and drainage work. My experience in law enforcement, if you widen that road, you're going to get more speeding on that road. There is no doubt in my mind you are going to get more speeding on that road if you widen it. It was said by one of the residents that there's only been one accident maybe in the last 40-plus years there. So if it's not broke, don't fix it. And again, like I said, the people don't want this. They don't want their neighborhood. I totally get everything that you're saying. I couldn't agree with you more. Unless the town can prove to me that this is 100% needed, I'm in favor of just repave the road. Any sewage or drainage work that needs to be done, have that done, but just leave the road and the trees alone.
Any other member from council?
Well, yeah, because when I mentioned something before, I got shut down.
You didn't get shut down,
Well,
Mr.
hold
Hernandez.
on, because every other council president has spoken out, and I get shut down.
No,
I am an environmentalist, you all know that, and I am not for cutting down the trees. I need to have it proven, and you're right, trees are the most important thing. And they do cut down trees in this town. We have to have an ordinance in this town, which we don't have yet, with replacement for any removal. And I want to see why they're cutting these trees down. I want to see why. I'm also an engineer, and the curve in the road does slow down traffic. And I know that road because I used to canvass that road a lot. And it's a beautiful area. So, however, I do understand that there's a lot of problems with sewage and stormwater, and so we do need to talk to the engineers and find out what their plans are for that infrastructure. So they might be thinking that they're doing a good thing with these curbs, because a lot of people do like them, but as this neighborhood has complained about it, let's see what's going on. And of course, we need to talk to the mayor, too, because the mayor is part of this as well. So that's my 2 cents and Mr. Creepy's 2 cents.
Any other member from council? Seeing no one, moving along. Can you please review the consent agenda? Seeing no questions, we're moving along to the approval of minutes. At this time, presentations and reports. Mayor?
So, on the forest lawn and forest and woodlawn project, we'll be meeting after the meeting. So we'll discuss in detail your concerns that you have given to all of us tonight. I will listen to you, and then we'll come to some kind of a conclusion on how. But I will tell you that over the last 5 years, we have done projects like this across town, close to 25 streets, with the same exact procedure that we have always done. And this is a turnkey operation. We notified all the neighbors in the past, and I would say a majority of the people, in the past, and I was one of them, said, okay, we got curbs, no problem. You guys are vocal about it. We put you through the exact same process, that we have done over the last 5 years. Now, granted, I only came here 6 months ago. This was something the road crew, engineers, they do automatically. They're like, this is a part of road improvement project. The other thing that they do is, of course, you have to improve the water that goes into the drains. I agree with Mr. Karifi that we have to widen the roads, but as far as anything else is concerned, that is something that we'll discuss tonight. Mr. Maiden, is the engineer will be here this evening or no?
Engineer was not able to make it. He's on vacation this week, but we can still have the discussion with the residents with regards to this matter and come to a conclusion so we can put this to bed.
Absolutely. So that's what I can offer. Unlike, and I am listening. I did not turn anybody away, regardless of the criticism. I'm here to listen and come to a resolution, because this is the first time that anybody has ever, spoken up. And I have paid attention over the last, 10, 15 years that on this roadside project, you guys are the only ones that have spoken up. So that's something to be said, and I will listen to you.
Thank you, Mayor.
On to my report. It's a little long, but please allow me. So I had the pleasure of swearing in 2 new police academy recruits, Caitlin Amoroso and Julia Scrobax. We wish them success as they begin their career in law enforcement and protecting the residents of Parsippany. Recent heat storms before and after July 4th. Parsippany experienced extreme heat followed by severe storms that brought down trees, power lines, and caused property damage throughout the town. I want to thank our utility workers, police department, fire district, OEM volunteers, forest and forestry crews, and all our first responders who worked around the clock to keep our residents safe. I was with them Friday night up until 3:30 a.m. and was just a few hours later, they were back working preparing for the 4th of July festivities. Now keep in mind, when trees are down without power lines, our crew clears them first. When power lines are involved, JCP&L has to be there first, so the crews can move in and then remove the trees, because safety is extremely important. And this is a coordinated effort, and we are working closely every step of the way with JCP&L. So when I hear criticism that our workers are just standing around, not doing anything, this is the reason. JCP&L has to clear the power lines first before our Parks and Forestry crew gets there. Each team has their role to play in this situation. Another thing is a common question that I got asked: why did my neighbor get power before I did? Well, the answer is JCP&L restores the largest outages first. If one repair brings back power to 50 homes and another restores power to only 10 homes, they'll focus on the larger outage first. As those are completed, crews move to smaller outages until everyone is restored. So every storm teaches us something, as I've learned with the past 2 snowstorms. We'll continue working with JCP&L and our emergency responders to improve our coordinated effort so we are even better prepared for these microburst storms that are becoming more and more frequent. Overall, Parsippany weathered the storm better than many surrounding communities, and we're prepared to assist our neighboring towns if they need help. Some good news, summer concerts. I want to thank Provident Bank for a generous $5,000 donation in support of our summer concert series. Nothing new with me. They've been doing this for 20 years in partnership with Parsippany. Graduation season. So, graduation season was busy and I enjoyed every minute of it. I attended a pre-K graduation at the Learning Experience in the Goddard School, where the students proudly sang songs and shared what they hope to become when they grow up. I also attended the Parsippany High School graduation. The student speakers were outstanding, and the best part was a loving family brought a mariachi band, and that was absolutely fantastic. And their family, the kids who graduated, were absolutely in tears, and the excitement from this graduation was contagious. And it continued till project graduation. I joined the students from both high schools. The event was at Funplex, and the other one was at Branchburg Sports Complex from 11 o'clock to 3:30 at night. Was I tired? Absolutely. Was it worth it? Every minute. It was great spending time with our graduates, hearing about their plans and watching them celebrate this milestone safely with their classmates before beginning the next chapter of their lives. So congratulations to the class of 2026. Your families, teachers, and this entire community are proud of everything you have accomplished. Farmers Market. I say this every week or every meeting, and I'll continue to say this. Our Farmers Market continues every Friday through September 11th from 3 to 11 p.m. Please stop by and support our local vendors and enjoy fresh produce, food, crafts, and music. I'll certainly be stopping by every week as I have and see what goodies I can bring home. Last but not least, resident outreach. One of the most important parts of being mayor is getting out into the community. Sometimes you can solve more than standing on the street corner or walking through a neighborhood than sitting behind the desk. And I visited both Forest and Woodlawn Drives. The best ideas and many of the biggest concerns come from conversation with residents, like you have demonstrated tonight. That's why I'll continue visiting neighborhoods, listening and following up. It's the best way to understand the issues and the best way to serve our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Town Council?
Yeah, I have something. I just want to say that after Friday's microburst, which hit really like Sedgefield and Glacier Hills pretty badly, I was stunned to see the damage so concentrated in that area and no injuries. At least I think there were no injuries, but a lot of houses damaged and cars. I want to thank the first responders, the utility workers who have been working multiple shifts, and they can be injured, so it's dangerous work too. So I want to thank them, and I appreciate it. I mean, they come out all the time, and it's happening more and more. So that's all I have.
Any other member from council?
No, but I forgot one more thing. There's a company in Parsippany called VitaQuest, and they generously donated $12,500 towards our fireworks this year. Just another good partnership with the company that we are forming, and I appreciate that. And I just wanted to mention that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
I just want to also thank our volunteers. I know, we have a gentleman here that's a volunteer fireman. I know they've been out the last couple storms that we've had, helping tremendously. So thank you to you, sir, and thank you to all the volunteers.
I just want to very quickly echo that. We had a ton of volunteers at the fireworks. There were a ton of volunteers out on the road. There was police officers helping everywhere they could. We had OEM, CERT. We had everyone helping out, all hands on deck this past weekend. So thank you to everyone who helped. It is much appreciated. You make this town run, and we are so appreciated for it.
Township Attorney?
So I just want to comment on the one, there are no other, I'm not aware of any other developments in town that are seeking a similar concept to Glenmont. That was a unique situation that goes back decades on the formation of that development. It wasn't formatted properly, and so we wound up in that situation, a decade or so later. But there is nothing else on the horizon.
Thank you. This is going to combine the BA report and the clerk report. I simply at this time want to thank all our township employees for all their hard work, especially this last weekend, this 4th of July celebration. Had a lot of moving parts, a lot of departments involved, and I just want to thank all of you for all the hard work and effort that you guys put in this week and always. I also want to take the opportunity to thank all the volunteers for all their hard work and effort, especially over this last storm and in general, so thank you guys. That concludes my report. Do we have anything for township offices and committees at this time?
I have one report. I will try to be quick. The Parsippany-Troy Hills Economic Development Committee continues its efforts in support of business growth, in its effort to support business growth, attract investment, and strengthen the local economy through a series of ribbon cutting ceremonies and new community outreach initiatives. The committee, joined by Mayor Polkett Desai, welcomed Discover Strength, located at 1515 Route 10, during an official ribbon-cutting ceremony on Wednesday, June 24th. The fitness business is the first tenant to open in the redevelopment complex, with additional businesses expected to follow. The committee and Mayor Polkett Desai recently celebrated several other business milestones, including Pilates Body, Valley Bank, and Dewberry. In addition to supporting new businesses and expanding businesses, Parsippany-Troy Hills Economic Development, in partnership with Mayor Polkett Desai, has launched a new Welcome to Our Community program, designed to introduce new neighbors and homeowners to our many resources, organizations, businesses, and other services available from the township. The monthly mailings include information from the township, the public library, local nonprofit organizations, and special offers and discounts from participating Parsippany businesses. The program is intended to help new residents become familiar with the community while providing local businesses with an opportunity to introduce themselves to potential customers. The Economic Development Committee remains committed to supporting local businesses, encouraging investment, and promoting initiatives that enhance the quality of life for our residents. The Parsippany-Troy Hills Economic Development Advisory Board created the Meet the Merchant program to highlight local businesses, introduce owners to the community, and encourage residents to shop local. Through the program, participating businesses are featured by the Economic Development Advisory Board and Parsippany Focus. Each profile shares the business owner's story, services, location, hours, and what makes the business special. Meet the Merchant gives the local businesses added visibility while helping residents discover the business, as well as other restaurants, shops, professional services, and family-owned businesses throughout Parsippany. Businesses interested in participating in either program can contact Frank Cahill at 973-559-6000. The next Parsippany-Troy Hills Economic Development Committee meeting will be held this Thursday, July 9th at 6:30 p.m. in the third floor conference room at 90 East Halsey Road. Meetings are open to the public. For additional information, contact Chairman Frank Cahill at 973-559-6000. Thank you. That is all from me.
Okay, moving along to any other township offices, reports? Okay, moving along to the non-consent agenda, R 2026-153, making application to a local finance board pursuant to NJSA 58:26-19. Motion to approve the resolution above.
Motion. Second.
Motion made by Mr. Kavanaugh, seconded by Mr. Karifi. Roll call, Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Mr. Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Ms. Patel?
Yes.
Ms. Hernandez? Yes. Motion passes. R 2026-154, approving a new amusement games license for Family Entertainment Group, LLC. Motion to approve the resolution above.
Motion. Second.
Motion made by Mr. Kavanaugh, seconded by Mr. Karifi. Roll call, Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Mr. Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Ms. Patel.
Yes.
Ms. Hernandez.
Yes.
Moving along to R 2026-155, authorizing an amendment to the contract between the Township of Parsippany-Troy Hills and X-Deuce Public Services, LLC. Motion to approve.
Motion.
Motion made by Ms. Patel, seconded by Mr. Kavanaugh. Roll call, Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Mr. Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Ms. Patel.
Yes.
Ms. Hernandez.
Yes.
Motion passes. Moving along to approval of payroll and bills list. CFO Angelica Sabatini recommends authorization for payment. Number 1, authorizes payments for 7/1 and 7/17/26 for regular and miscellaneous payroll estimated at $1,650,000. And payment of bills from voucher list of 7/7/26, which is $967,604.21. Can I have a motion to approve the authorization for payment?
Motion. Second.
Motion made by Mr. Kavanaugh, seconded by Mr. Karifi. Roll call, Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Mr. Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Ms. Patel.
Yes.
Ms. Hernandez.
Yes.
Motion passes. Before I have a motion to adjourn the meeting, I just want to say to the residents of Woodland and Forest, if you could please just stick around after the meeting, so this way we can have a quick discussion and come to a resolution about this matter, okay? Thank you. With that being said, motion to adjourn the meeting.
Motion. Second.
Motion made by Mr. Kavanaugh, seconded by Mr. Karifi. Roll call, Mr. Karifi.
Yes.
Mr. Kavanaugh.
Yes.
Ms. Patel.
Yes.
Ms. Hernandez.
Yes.
Meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody.